Yeah, kia ora, everybody. My name is Nisha Ghatak. I'm a training lead at New Zealand eScience Infrastructure, or NeSI. One of my roles at NeSI is to support the activities and partnerships across its training services. And today I'm joined by two people who've made huge contributions to this area. So Dinindu Senanayake from NeSI and Dr. Ngoni Faya from Genomics Aotearoa. For those who don't know, in 2019, NeSI and Genomics Aotearoa launched a partnership to deliver advanced capabilities and enhanced tools for genomics research in New Zealand. And this has ranged from co-hosting hands-on skill building events to delivering tailored software environments and data management services. So, and one of the most important things to mention here is that last week, this partnership celebrated an absolutely exciting milestone. More than 1,000 researchers across Aotearoa, New Zealand had participated in joint NeSI GA training activities. So I feel like this would be a good time to also mention that since 2019, Dinindu and Ngoni have delivered 51 different training events for genomics and bioinformatics researchers, either online or in person in almost 10 different host organizations. So congratulations to you both. This is a huge achievement. And unfortunately, this milestone also marked Ngoni's last workshop with Genomics Aotearoa because he's preparing to move to the United States for an awesome opportunity. So, so before he goes, we wanted to make sure that we can have a quick informal chat to celebrate his and Denny's contributions to this role and to learn more about how this training collaboration has grown in the past 4 years or so. So welcome Ngoni and Denny. And we'll, Ngoni, I've got a question for you. So I'll start with the first question. Congratulations again on reaching 1,000 researchers across the country and looking back at the journey to reach this goal. What has been a highlight for you?
All right, cool. Thank you so much for having us, Nisha. I think it's always a pleasure talking about training, especially our GA NeSI training initiative. So we started in 2019 with our very first workshop, and now we have about 51 workshops, right, Dini? Yeah. So what I can say is the highlight for this is we've seen the project growing, like from grassroots, to growing all the way to a position where it's now bigger than us, and for us to have reached this 1,000 mark, it is because of a large army that is behind us. Myself and Dini are the first of the GA NeSI training initiative, but there's so many experts behind us, who are also supporting and running workshops and helping us to be able to reach this 1,000 mark. And also one thing that I can add in this is the fact that, it's now a community, of genomics. People who are starting projects in genomic data analysis, they have a one-stop shop center where they can come to. They know they can come to us and probably ask questions. And if we don't know, if we are not able to help them, we actually know people who can help them, so we can direct them in that direction. So overall, the major highlight is to really see this project growing bigger than us. Right now, it has brought so many researchers together and helping each other to do their analysis.
Yeah, absolutely. Very true. Thanks, Ngoni. Dini, why do you think the NeSI and GA partnership approach to training works so well?
Oh, thanks, Nisha. I guess it's the shared focus and goals across both organizations where a prime objective is to lift the capabilities of researchers and bring in expert knowledge from different domains, plus from different technical sides as well. Then the biggest one was actually the demand itself. That's probably what makes us kept going. Demand was always there, and we always had a fantastic training community to deliver the workshops. And without them, it would have been impossible for us to get this far, or even actually to last the very first few months. So all these things come into play to make it a very successful 3-year journey. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's very true. So just building on that, Ngoni, aside from an increase in online training or online learning over the last 2 years, how has the training community really changed since the first workshop that you both delivered in 2019?
So in terms of the community changing, I see like from the beginning, there was pretty much no space or no initiative, that was offering workshop or upskilling to researchers, up to a point now where, Genomics Aotearoa and NeSI training initiative is the go-to, for someone who wants to learn anything genomics related. Not only did we see interest from local researchers, but from international researchers as well. We have trained people from outside New Zealand, people in Asia, people in Europe, and interest as well from the America as well. So it has grown interest, not just in New Zealand, but worldwide. So also now looking at it, at the beginning we were starting with the basics, just introducing the tools to analyze genomic data. Up to a point now where people are now comfortable with those tools. Now they're able now to actually apply projects, that involve genomic data analysis. And we've sort of like moved as well from basics now to specialized workshops, where we actually tailor workshops in a way that sort of like can be transferred from workshop straight to the lab, where people can actually analyze their data sets. So there's been huge growth, from when we started and up to now. And as we've mentioned earlier on, like Dini mentioned demand, there is so much demand, for these tools. We've got people who are coming from undergrad to do masters or masters to do PhD, and they were not trained in these analytical tools to do genomic analysis. So therefore they rely and depend on these workshops and on this project that we are working on to upskill themselves to be able now to go back in their lab and actually do the research. And I can say that we do have, the expertise and the resources to actually upskill people, to be able to go back and use what they've learned in their projects.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this would be a good time to also mention that both of you adapted so quickly to the fact that you needed to shift training to online training, right, due to COVID. And this would again be my next question to Dini. How do you think, Dini, training may continue to change in the years to come?
Yeah, I guess it's got a few parts into that question, because first we need to take a look at some of the workshops that we delivered in terms of where they belong in the beginners level, the intermediate, the advanced level. So some of those workshops will definitely fit and carry on in the online format. I don't think we will have to change that much on that because they have been successful. But there will be few that we will still need that in-person interaction. These are the ones that primarily on the advanced category that we will need a bit more hands-on approach, because not every aspect of the workshop can be addressed through the online format. Plus, there are a lot of discussion components on those workshops where we will struggle just by using a Zoom video or the chat box itself. So there will be a mixture of these. Some of them will be online, especially the beginners level single-day workshops where it's just the introduction of the concepts. But anything that beyond that, we will prefer the in-person format. And also there are two events that's definitely going to be in person and in person only, which is the Metagenomics Summer School and the Bioinformatics Spring School at the end of the year, at the end of every year. So they will evolve in that, evolve slowly. But then we'll also have to talk about how the material is going to evolve. So for the 3 years or so, we have covered, yes, from beginners to advanced. There are so few concepts that we didn't have enough time or perhaps enough resources to actually put into deal of the material and deliver, which is the importance of training on reproducibility. We have probably delivered maybe 2 training events related to that. Yes, we do give a lot of emphasis on that concept during every single workshop, but we didn't have anything dedicated. So there will be a few training events, probably in the intermediate to advanced category, that is just focused on the reproducibility. And then another aspect is actually perhaps this has to be a collaboration between both institutes to talk about it to start with, is to take training not just at the tertiary level or the professional level, but also to the high school level if it is possible. Sometimes it's actually easier to get it, get things started and lay the foundation before the university level to provide that or basic platform, or just a bit of understanding, or make them aware of it. We haven't got that far, and I'm quite sure both organizations will agree that it's a good area to explore if we can. And all these things will be possible, as I mentioned briefly before, is partially because of we have built a strong community around these training events. As of last month or so, we actually have had about 49 trainers or instructors contributing to run these workshops. So now it's a huge community around the country, and they're coming from 11 different institutes. So now we do have the human resource and probably the time at some point to achieve some of those areas and then actually carry on, and that will be the next phase of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I feel like that also sort of gives us an indication of what we could do, which we can't do because that's what Denny mentioned, right? There are several areas that we can do a lot in, but we are currently venturing possibilities to sort of make sure that we can do it in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Denny. Okay, final question to Ngoni. What do you think you'll miss the most about Aotearoa New Zealand?
Well, so I've been in New Zealand for what, 7 years? 7 years now? Yeah. So since I've came here, like, to be honest with you, I've traveled all the way from the top of New Zealand to the bottom of South Island. Like, I've been pretty much everywhere, but I haven't finished exploring New Zealand. You know, there's so much, beautiful nature. There's, scenic views, and it's just a beautiful place, and I'm definitely going to miss the nature. I'm going to definitely miss seeing beautiful places around. And also, one thing that I've loved, I've enjoyed most, in New Zealand, is the people. Like, the culture in New Zealand is really welcoming. You'll never really feel out of place over here. Doesn't matter where you were. I've been in the North Island for 4 years, South Island 3 years, and to be honest with you, I've enjoyed both islands, and I'm going to miss the people as well, and especially the genomics community. I've built so many good relationships and good networks here. So yeah, it's something that I'm going to miss and cherish, as well as I'm moving on to another place. But I do hope, now with technology, with conferences coming back to life, and meeting in person. So I hope we continue to meet again, and continue to sort of like see in person, meet each other in person. So yeah, and of course I'm going to miss Dini. I've worked with Dini, from day one, and we formed a very good relationship. We sort of like, yeah, pretty much, we work together very well. And, from day one up to now, we've been together in each and every workshop. So yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be hard to live,
I was trying to count the number of times that we might have had an argument over the last 3 years, and I'm sure I can count it, probably on one hand. Yeah, it worked out well. Great, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for everything.
Yeah, no, it's been lovely working with you, Dini, and I really want to wish you all the best. As you work with other people coming from Genomics Aotearoa side. I'm pretty sure that there's a good team that is coming in as well, so it should be smooth as you start the process together.
Thank you.
Change is always difficult, and we'll definitely miss you in Ngoni. And I feel like I am also speaking for Denny here. This also sort of gives you an opportunity to visit us because people always find reasons. They always push to find reasons to visit New Zealand, right? But for you, you have quite a lot of reasons to visit. So, so yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, well, that's our chat for today. And thank you both for joining me and for your work alongside other sector partners and research community members. It has greatly contributed to the success of NeSI and Genomics Aotearoa training collaboration. So yeah, thank you so much. And I think
thanks, Nisha, and Ngoni, all the best for the next phase in US in your career.
Yes, all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nisha. Thanks, Dini. Till we meet again.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.